If you aren't anything like me and are just happy that you weren't sold to the circus this weekend, then you got a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Thanks for playing along. Hope you had a great weekend. It was hotter than all kind of get out there this weekend, and it was a rough one. But I did actually go to the circus. That was awesome. My girlfriend and her family they let me tag along. And I hadn't been in the circus since I was 10 years old. I thought for sure these people were going to sell me to the circus. They might have made a joke or two about it, but I don't think they were joking. Which kind of seems like a pretty interesting lifestyle. Yeah, the whole circus lifestyle seems very interesting, very festival, very carny kind of vibe going on there. But man, the talent is just absolutely bananas, absolutely bananas. And you think about anything like that because let me put it this way: getting outdoors in the summer in July in Arizona, yes, the circus is getting outdoors. But Mike, I know it's indoors. I know, but you got to walk from your car to the actual venue, and it's getting outdoors. For the love of grief, I think I'm sunburnt just from walking from the stadium to the venue to the parking garage. Whew. Unbelievable. And if you're at a D-backs game, the Guy Fieri joint across the street, trash can nachos, worth the trip. Trash can nachos are absolutely fantastic. But anyway, yeah, I was thinking about what's up, Eddie? Happy Monday to you, buddy. I was thinking about what it takes to do that kind of thing and be a circus performer. And there's like kind of like a minor league, kind of like you're a roadie, and then you're learning, the apprenticeship in 10 years, and this is just absolutely wild. And I got to thinking about this in a few other conversations that I had over the weekend. Is something that one of my old therapists told me. He said, everything everything you've ever done, you've sucked at the beginning. Every single thing you've done, you've sucked at the beginning. And I think about that. I tell the kids that all the time, and trying something new and they get discouraged. And you think, these people in the, doing the trapeze and whatnot, I mean, just swinging back and forth, they sucked at that. They weren't doing it right. And the first time they went to the next one, kind of leapt and grabbed the next one. They probably missed the damn thing. And now they're doing the craziest things in the world above the circus. And it's amazing. But it's the same thing in the outdoors. It could be water skiing. It could be hunting. It could be anything. It could be golf. Golf is outdoors. I'm a fan of golf. You just suck at the beginning. You have to keep trying. I always say that I'll try anything twice, and I try to stick to that because the first time just might have been lame. And so I'm just, all right, I'll just try, maybe it was a certain type of fishing, like fly fishing. I have to try again because the first time it was lame. I hated fly fishing. I couldn't stand it. It was boring. There you go. I've said it. So the diehard fly anglers out there, you can come at me. It's fine, but tell me, change my mind. I'm willing to have my mind changed, but I just did not dig fly fishing. Man, I just like getting a little whip, just get you a little wrist action in there and throwing some topwater lures and maybe hanging it under a dock or something like that. None of this back and forth and tangled up, and there's line. Why is there line at my feet? I don't get it. Why am I reeling in a fish, pulling line like this? And I just I wasn't a fan, but I'll try anything twice. So if I have a better experience second time, maybe I'm going to try it again. Maybe it's just that I sucked the first time at it. So I'm going to try it again and going to try it again and going to try it again. I'm not going to I'm not going to give up on it if I like it. So I'm going to keep on doing it. And just the kind of circus was pretty motivating. It really was. I mean, just the talent is just off the chart, the talent that these people have. And I actually do know how to juggle. So I thought that's why they were going to sell me to the circus, because I can juggle. I learned how to juggle because my father was very strict. My biological father was strict. And I remember I left the garage door open when I went fishing one day. And I went fishing a few miles down the road, this little community pond. And I came back and he had gotten home from work and he saw that I left the garage door open. Dude lit me up. So I was grounded in my room for 2 weeks. I couldn't leave my room. I mean, I went to, eat meals, whatever, but I mean, it was basically a jail sentence. It might've been 1 week, but I had golf balls and I just taught myself how to juggle. What else I could do? And spin a basketball on my finger. What else is there going to do? Read? Read. Come on. It's me. But yeah, so that's but maybe I have some circus talent. I don't. No, I mean, I don't mean to brag. I don't mean to brag or anything, but I can't do anything that those people did. Not one thing. Even the chick that got shot out of the cannon at the end of it. Yeah, that was interesting. I was like, I don't know if there's really a ton of talent there or just this is what I thought I want to do. I think I want to get shot out of a cannon a couple times a day and make a good living, travel the country, Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us. And again, it is hotter than all kind of get out. I want to talk to you about something that I was reading about last week. And I think as we break down these principles, it's something to talk about. And you probably heard it if you've been out hiking, if you've been out camping, you probably heard the leave no trace. And some people say, leave it better than you found it. But there is there's tenants to leave no trace. It's more of an organized thought than just leave it better than you found it. If you're backpacking, if you're camping, hiking, whatever it is. So let's just go, because as we break down the simple, I'll read through them quick and we'll bounce back here. Plan ahead and prepare. Travel and camp on durable surfaces. Dispose of waste properly. Leave what you find. Minimize campfire impacts. Respect wildlife, and be considerate of others. Okay. So I just wanted to chat about each of those. I think we have the time to do it. And if not, we can, definitely do some of this tomorrow. It's us. We're hanging out and enjoying the show together. But plan ahead and prepare. It sounds, we're talking about leave no trace. Plan ahead and prepare, not just to have, some nice steaks or to have a few nice meals, or you make sure that you've got your fruit leather or something like that to keep your pack light. That's not what is discussed. What is being discussed here with regards to leaving no trace is plan where you're going to go. What up, Lynn? And happy Monday to you. Plan where you're going that isn't going to endanger yourself, endanger others, and then it kind of goes into the camp and hike on durable land. So if there was just a huge monsoon that came through there, and you were going to take your truck out somewhere, and you realize, okay, I'm going to be on a lot of dirt roads, I'm going to jack up those dirt roads because they're not basically they're just, mud. And then that mud dries and it just jacks up the road. So that in the leave no trace, that's what it is. Stay to higher ground. Don't get caught in mud. And that's, basically just big. But it has nothing to do with planning ahead for meal prep. And that. So travel and camp on durable surfaces, and that's just what we talked about. So if you get into the muddy stuff, stay away from that. And even if you're hiking, just try your best to just kind of stay on rocks and stay out of the mud and just try to not to disturb the land. And this does sound kind of hippy dippy. Let's be honest. I'm a hunter. I'm an angler. We usually don't get the conservation vibe, although we are the conservationists. We're the front line of conservation. It seems like, oh, come on, Mike. Come on. We got to take the truck mudding sometimes. I understand that. The principles of leave no trace, or even the idea of leave no trace, is more a set of guidelines to show respect to the landscape and show respect to those around us and the animals and everybody else in the big circle of life is really what it is. These aren't laws by any stretch or something you really need to stick to, like the 4 tenets of firearm safety. You need to stick to those. Those are law in my book. So these are just more. Dispose of waste properly. There's 2 things that I want to talk about here. One, obviously, dispose of waste means take it with you. Or if you're at a national park or a state park or something like that, and there are receptacles to throw your trash away, throw your trash in there. But you make sure you tie it up, bag it if you can, and make sure that if you were an animal cruising by, that you wouldn't be like, did they throw half of a burger away over there? What do you got? It's kind of that vibe, right? So disposing your trash properly, and your waste properly. And the second thing is take more out. If you're a backpacker or a hiker, just keep a little trash bag. It doesn't have to be, it could be a little grocery bag, a little plastic grocery bag, and just kind of keep that with you, maybe in your pocket, and just throw some stuff in there, tie it off on your camel pack or your bag. And just, if you see something out there, just grab it and put it in the trash. I do follow the principle. I ain't your mama. I ain't here to clean up after you, but damn it, I hate being out anywhere and seeing trash. Lake, same thing. You're on your kayak, you're on your boat. You have stuff you're throwing trash into. So obviously you got a trash bag, use that and grab as much as you can. And that's kind of goes back to the leave it better than you found it kind of vibe. And so I think that disposing waste properly also means disposing of other people's waste properly. And I know it's crappy, but we have a bunch of idiot slappies out there that just don't know how to put their own trash away. Don't just think that they can just toss stuff out there and it's no big deal. And don't get me started on dumping. I mean, come on. People just dumping. There was a shooting area out that was open to the public out here in the West Valley, and they shut that down. Our friends from AZ Firearms and in Pot of Gold, they actually got one of the big waste management dumpsters, the big giant bad boys. We had that thing filled like that. I'm talking kitchen sinks, garbage disposals, couches. I mean, just people just throwing stuff out there. We had it filled up, and the place looked great. 3 weeks later, go out there, place looked the same. It's like tore up, trash everywhere. So it is unfortunate that we have to do that. And there are people that are leaving a trace, so to speak. There are people that are leaving the landscape worse than they found it. And we just need to pick up the slack. I know, again, I hate it. It's really sucky, but we have to. It's our job. I mean, hell, even if I'm out at the hunting club, I'm out there with Tony at Desert Creek Sportsman's Club. I mean, the kids are picking up holes left and right. And that isn't because people are slappies and people are rude. That's just sometimes, I mean, the nature of bird hunting. I mean, pop, pop, pop. And you're like, you go get a down bird. And you're like, oh, crap. Where did I shoot that from? And you're looking around and you're like, oh, okay, I found here someone else's holes. Okay, well, maybe they'll pick up mine. But it's important to do that. So many reasons. I mean, just the plastic and the metal and stuff and bleeding into the soil. And I mean, there's so much that we need to do. That when you dispose of waste properly, it means yours and, unfortunately, the others, the slappies that just can't get it together, the slappies that just don't understand I don't know, common sense. Thanks, Matthew. Appreciate that. It's wild. It's absolutely wild that they just I can't get my head around. I'm gonna go throw a sink out here. I'm gonna go throw a washing machine out here. Everyone got bulk trash. Everyone. And if you live in an apartment, you've got big dumpsters. Like, what in the world are you taking out to the desert for? Well, I wanted to shoot at it. Okay, well, take it home then. Full of holes. Fine by me. You could do well with tannerite. How about that? Yeah. No, don't do that. Don't do it, please. No, I did not suggest that in any way, shape, fashion, or form. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness sakes. Matthew, I'm telling you, he said this. He said the best dove hunting spots in the state have been ruined because idiots throwing trash and not picking up holes. Yep. They're ruining it with their ATVs. Oh, my goodness sakes. Yes. And I mean, that's kind of a tentative leave no trace when you talk about tearing it up with their ATVs and stuff like that. Look, I'm not going to begrudge anybody who's out there just tearing it up on an ATV if they're staying on the trails and they're having a great time and getting into the bowls and everything's good. They're staying in designated areas, fantastic. But damn, the majority are not doing that. I'll just put it that way. And I've had 2 dove spots that I could think of that have been shut down just for that reason. And not the ATVs, but people just trashing it. And this is some farmers too. Farmers are like, I used to let people hunt here all the time, and now I just don't, because we just can't. And just because people trash it. So yeah, so that's kind of why I wanted to get into leave no trace. And by the way, a little hint for dove season as it is coming up on us, sneaking up on us. It should be a national holiday, September 1st. But it is sneaking up on us. And for dove season, if every year you aren't finding a new spot to go to, you're just going to run out of spots because of this, because of exactly what we just talked about. It's going to get shut down, and you're going to have to spend your opening day, your opening 2 days, your opening weekend, whatever it is, looking for a new spot. So always every, kind of mid-season or maybe after the season, why don't you go see if you can scout some new spots. And I'm going to try that one. I'm going to try that one. Add them to your list, put them on your Onyx, and then go from there. This is an interesting one. We're talking about the 7 principles of leave no trace. And this is interesting to me because it says, leave what you find. I didn't know this. Do you understand there are laws that you cannot pick certain things up and keep them? Yeah, like and I did not know this. I did not know yours. Not if you find an arrowhead, that stays right there. I did not know this, and until I was dove hunting. There we go, and several years ago, and I was the game and fish truck came up, and of course I'm doing this. Look, Where's my license? Where's my license? Although I have it in 9 different places. But they come in, I'm thinking, oh, great, what I do wrong? And it wasn't managers, it was unit managers, excuse me. It was, they were the archaeologists. The Game and Fish has 2 archaeologists. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. I'm like, wow, like kind of Indiana Jones kind of vibe. And they said, look, here in Arizona, you can't move a fence line without calling us first. We have to go and make sure that you aren't disturbing any artifacts, anything, any of that kind of thing. And it's very, very detailed. And that's kind of the tenant, leave what you find. Unless you're out there shed hunting, then go absolutely nuts, because shed hunting is rad. That's the way to go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why would people waste time ruining beautiful places? Buddy, Len, I got to tell you, it happens all the time, everywhere. It's mind blowing. Just that people would just jack up the landscape. You want to bet? We of course we aren't getting into politics here. We won't do that. We do that on the other show. If you go down to the southern border right now, what's happening with the landscape? I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about the medicines, the cell phones. What do you call those little things that you put in, the little SIM card that you put in there? All of the junk that is just thrown is absolutely trashed. When I was down there, I asked the Yuma County supervisor. I asked him. I said, who comes and picks up all this trash? Clothing, lots of clothes. I said, who comes and picks up all this trash? He goes, we just did it 2 days ago. I'm like, oh my gosh. I said, how far back does this go? He goes, miles. He goes, miles and miles and miles, man. You find syringes, drugs, it's all just bleeding into the soil and animals, and it's bad news. So obviously in the human trafficking world, I don't think leave no trace is part of their training. But that's definitely it's a thing. It definitely is. Minimize campfire impacts. This is huge to me because we're dealing with wildfires again. California is up in a blaze again. But a lot of that has to do with poor management of forests and in those areas. But still, a lot of it started by campfires, and it always amazes me, no matter how many times I go camping, that the next day, it looks like the fire's out, just burned out overnight, and everything's great, and you just throw like a napkin in there or something, just lights right up, and you throw some water on it, and all that craziness. And that's fun to watch. I don't know if you're like me, but I will really watch that, and it's bubbling up in areas. And I for some reason I'm a nerd like that. It just kind of looks volcanic and cool. But yes, it is. You need at least a gallon of water on those campfire sites the next day, in the campfire area the next day. Just you do. And in minimizing its impacts, and we get that a little bit later, but it's something new. Respect wildlife. I think this goes back to, and this is the 7 principles of leave no trace. Respect wildlife. I don't think I think it goes without saying for us, for you and I here, but it really isn't outside of that. I mean, I'm no fan of the feral horses on the salt. I'm really not. I think there's so much more to the story than most people know. And we can have John Colzar on again to explain it and give us an update on what's going on with the feral horses in the state, which are just crushing our landscape. But people don't respect those horses. I mean, people, kayakers going up to them, jacking around with them. There's no respecting them. Oh, I just want to go see it in Yellowstone. I want to go pet the fuzzy cows. I mean, at least the fuzzy cows kick your butt. The horses just, horses just like, man, leave me alone. I just want to sit here and be a horse. But respecting wildlife just isn't the animals. Like it was said here, and I think it was Matthew that said it, was the ATVs going out and jacking up the landscape. The wildlife isn't just animals. The wildlife is the cacti, the shrubs, even the cholla, which Satan's favorite flower. Everything needs to be respected and just left alone. I mean, if especially, God forbid, you are dumb enough to take down a saguaro or jack with a saguaro. If you knew what it took for a saguaro to just start growing, you would be mind blown by how many are on the top of like rock formations and in mountains, stuff like that. You'd be absolutely blown away by what it takes. And then, by the way, the guys that are just sitting straight up, just a little stick. Yeah, those are the babies. If you see one arm or one growth out of the side, that's about year 100. So that's what I'm talking about, respecting wildlife and having respect for that. Yeah, who's got to use hazmat suits? What did I miss? People say, yeah, I don't know who's got to use hazmat suits. No, anyway, no. Hazmat suits. I don't know what that means. Maybe I missed something. Yeah, Matthew, help me out. But yeah, the respecting wildlife just doesn't mean the animals. It is the plant life, the flora and the fauna, so to speak. Did I get that right? Oh, to clean up seriously, to clean up the border stuff. I can only imagine. I mean, just picking stuff up. You're like, am I going to get poked? I had, and I'll see if I can find it. My girlfriend and I are going through some pictures and storing, cleaning off some pictures and stuff like that tonight. Maybe I can find it. I think I know where it is. When we went down to the border, I took pictures of the bank of porta johns that are down there for the migrants to use when they come over the border. Everybody anybody use, full of trash. Like, just open the door full of trash. And when I say full of trash, I'm talking about bottom to top, full of trash, like a trash closet. It was mind blowing. So I was like, there's no way I'm even going to step in there. There's no way I would even, if that were my job, I'd go find a new job. I'm not going to clean. I'm not going to reach my hand in there. I don't have no idea what's on the other side of that thing. Body, needles, forget that noise. Yeah. But yeah. Again, like I said, though, I mean, the coyotes and the drug smugglers and the human traffickers, they really don't care about leaving no trace. Yeah, they just really, really don't. And then this is the one I want to kind of drill down on is be considerate of others. Again, golden rule. I get it. You should be considerate of others, and everybody should think about that. And it seems to go without saying, but no, and no. Here's what I mean by that. No, it doesn't go without saying, because people are jackasses sometimes out camping and running around the ATVs, things like that, even hunting. Dove season, I've seen more slappies out there getting fights, arguments, and all that stuff. There's zero respect. This is my spot. It's not your spot. It's public hunting land. It's public. It belongs to all of us. We're all public landowners. And so I've seen that. And then my actions are what I think within the realm of respect for other people, and my actions are within the realm of just, some people out there, family out there having a good time. So if you say that my playlist is too loud, or that's disrespectful, I'm not going to say that's disrespectful. I'm not disrespecting. I'm not being courteous to others. I'm just enjoying my time with my family and my friends. So there is a line. There are a lot of outdoor Karens and outdoor male Karens. I don't know if y'all saw this. It was this 3-part video, viral as all get out. This dude is losing his mind on these 2 teenage kids that are out there just fishing. I don't know if they're fishing into a lake or if it's I don't know what stream or whatever it is. You don't really get to see the body of water, but it's all these really nice houses on the water, these really big yards. And this guy is just, you're on public property, and I would play it for you, but I can't. It would just sound like beep, 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 beep. It just foul mouth laden, both the kids and the adult, which come to find out is some deacon at his church or something like that, and runs up the Haitian relief program or something like this. But this guy is drunk, and he's down there just laying into these kids. Maybe I'll find a cleaned up version of it where they did all the beeping, because it would take me a day to do that. But the guy ends up breaking a $200 pole that the kid had, and it just lost his mind. And we can talk about that. But that's being courteous, being courteous to others. That's not being courteous to others. And especially if you're some old man and you see 2 kids out there, maybe it's in your backyard, but I mean, dude, they're like 100 yards off the guy's house, if that's his house. They screaming and hollering about private property, and the kids are being kind of calm. They're like, we're just waiting for the cops to come. You guys said you're calling the cops. We just want to talk to the cops. There's nothing posted. That we can't fish here. So we just want to wait for the cops to come. If they want to tell us we can't fish here, we won't fish here. And the guy's just freaking out on him, just losing it. How crappy your life has to be that you're going to really tear into kids that are out there just trying to enjoy the outdoors and do some fishing. I mean, grab a pole, bro. Talk to them about it. Say, no, let me help you with the casting. Let me see if you got your drag right. Just hang out with them. And hey, guys, just to let you know, this is private land. You shouldn't be fishing here, but today's okay. I hope you guys have a good time. Just be careful. And if I can hang out with you, that'd be great. Yeah, I'll bring you guys some soda, whatever. Just hang out. So I brought a little chair down here and watch you guys fish. That's how to get that done. That's being courteous to others. And I think the kids, for the most part, were trying until they broke a 200, until he snapped one of their poles over their knee. And then it was just beep, 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 beep. Oh, man, it's absolutely crazy. So, but yes, the be courteous to others thing. Sometimes, y'all, you have to set your expectations. Life's about choices, but also know that life should be about expectations as well, and proper management of your expectations. Because if you're going out to Lake Pleasant and you're going to beach camp anytime during the summer, you are going to have loud music playing by you. You're going to have people being loud by you. You're going to have people that are, using the F word as a comma. And that's just how it's going to be, to manage your expectations for that. And I think that is, I think that would probably be the core of be courteous to others, is managing your expectations and realizing that everybody out there is just a bunch of slappies. Mm-hmm. Yes. Nat Geo yesterday. Well, all right. People getting killed. Hundreds of birds. Okay. Well, okay. So Lynn, what kind of birds were those? So you said you saw some on Nat Geo where people were killing hundreds of birds just for their breast meat and tossed the rest. That's actually, it's fairly common. I don't see it. I don't see breast out so much in pheasants and duck. But I do in dove quite a bit. Whole dove is challenging. Whole dove is challenging. I haven't seen it in quail, but I have seen it quite a bit in dove, and I am very, very guilty of doing the very same. It is a lot of work for a lot of nothing after that. So the breast meat is where it's at. But yeah, what type of bird was it? That'd be interesting to know, because again, I breast out dove all the time. That's what I make my dove poppers. I actually just saw a jalapeno dove popper pasta salad recipe, and I am on it like blue bonnet. Oh my gosh, that's got to be fantastic. Yes, I love some dove. Big fan of dove. Anyway, so again, in the going, just the tenets of leave no trace, just their principles, just basically guidance to kind of keep that in mind. Again, it's not like the 4 unbreakable laws of firearm safety. It is, they're just guidelines, and just do your best to not wreck the landscape. Do your best to respect the wildlife. Do your best to respect others, and plan ahead. And with a little bit of planning, and that's why it's the first principle. Planning ahead is going to change really everything for you. It really will. And I think if we all just kind of did that, who am I kidding? I know we're the responsible ones that are going to do that, and the slappies out there are not going to, and they're going to make everything terrible, and they're going to litter and Someday we'll get serious about it, and we'll start taking these bozos on and really find them. Somebody that walks out of their campsite, like I've seen several campsites up in Flag, just trashed, just broken chairs and easy ups and water jugs, and just absolutely thrashed. Yeah, if we got serious about watching those dudes leave and just giving them a big fat fine, maybe we'd be on it. So yeah. Maybe just that's all we can do here on the Go Show. Just got microphones. We got comment sections. We can do this. We can do it all together. Right. And let's do this again. Shall we? Let's do this again tomorrow at 11 right here. It's like we're doing it Monday through Friday, 11 right here on the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Have a great afternoon, everybody. Thanks for having me.